everybody, I'm looking all blue as if I got the Monday blues on a Thursday. Alright. Welcome back, everybody. You're live with us on Action Bull TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so for the contact details, which you'll find at the bottom right of the screen, right there. Can you see it? Alright. Okay, so now let's give you a little bit of a taste of what today's show is about. And because it's Thursday, we're going to keep it all live and happening. Let's open up the show properly with, we've got Ghostbusters, which is covered by Party Like It's. Check them out. Was a Party Like It? That's the name, right, guys? Alright, they're giving you a taste of what today's show is about. No, we're not talking about ghosts, we're talking about urban legends. So don't go anywhere, we'll come back straight after this.
Come everybody! Make Minion mischief with the characters from the new Minions The Rise of Gru film. Now in your Happy Meal. Da-da-da-da-da!
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you're live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. Now, if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. Now, I know many of you are like, why haven't they gone live for so many days? What's happening with Attenville TV? Now, guys, just remember to keep this project afloat. All of us, as the presenter, as the bosses themselves, they have to go out of the studio in order to generate income and in order to get our sponsors and our advertisers. So guys, as you will notice, there are new adverts on the show, so whoopie doo for us. But hey, we are back on track now. We will be broadcasting every single weekday, Monday to Fridays. So if you want to join us in studio today, join us, interact with us live. As you can see, contact details right there at the bottom right of the screen. Alright, so today we're talking about urban legends. Now, as you know, well, as we usually listen to the Europeans, the Americans, you may think that the Europeans and the Americans and Australians also have more than their fair share of ghost stories or urban legends, as you would like to mention. But these are strange places, okay? We all have these strange places around the globe where things happen and you don't know how to explain it, but they actually happen, and very few people have managed to capture these things on camera or actually capture or document these things that actually are happening. And if you can explain or show somebody that this actual event is true, you could be quite famous for the work that you do. Now, if you do have an urban legend that is documented or captured on a camera, please drop us an email on mail@attenvillefm.co.za. I promise you, I'll do the show again. I'm always looking for a good story to showcase here on the Crack It Down. Alright, so all of us have been around South Africa. There's still a few of my own mysteries that I have come across during my research of urban legends. And there are local intriguing stories and visiting sites like I come across this place called the Castle of Good Hope. It's in Cape Town, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Okay, so the Castle of Good Hope is one of the oldest colonial buildings in South Africa. Now, it's also said to be a home to several unexplained phenomena. Now, such as, you get your ghostly footsteps, and then you get your flickering lights. You also get your spectators that appear around, and then you also get one of which is reputed of the castle's first official hostess, Lady Anne Barnard. I'm sure you guys heard of Lady Anne Barnard, a quite famous and well-known person in South Africa, in the country. Now, guys, looking at our urban legends and our different stories that haven't been taken into consideration, we have a bit of content that has been well known around the country. Everybody knows the story from Durban. It's called The Curse of Highway Sheila. Now, have you been able to document this? As you and I both know, we know of the story and we know what happened with this urban legend. But the team and I have put together a little something for you guys. Take a look at what we have to show you.
Damn bloody hell, man.
Excuse me, miss. Are you okay? Listen, it's extremely late, and I don't know what you are doing here all alone, and it can't be safe for you. Would you like me to drop you off somewhere? Okay, I'm just going to check if my tires are fine. I'll be back. Where am I taking you to?
I need to get home.
Sorry, my heater is not working. Grab onto this coat and maybe keep yourself warm.
Hello?
Sorry to disturb you, but I left a young girl here last night and I forgot to take my jacket from her. Could you please ask her for it?
I'm sorry, you must be mistaken.
Okay, the girl here, she can tell you.
I think you got the wrong house. There's no girls living here. There's no young girls living here. I live here by myself.
Sorry, Auntie, this is the same house I dropped off the girl last night. She had a whitish dress, long hair and no makeup.
You know what? I don't know who sent you here to play games. Really, please, just get out of my yard.
Listen, Auntie, I got no time to play games. This is the first time I'm coming to this area.
Just wait here. I'm just coming back now. Just wait. The girl you described, is she the one?
There, she's the same girl that I dropped off last night. Why did you say that you live alone?
I really don't know whether you're playing a joke on me or if you're really serious.
Auntie, I'm getting late for my meeting. It's important that I get my jacket. If this lady wants to keep the jacket, she can keep the jacket as long as she gives me my diary from the coat pocket. Please, Auntie, I'm losing my patience now.
This girl, yeah, that you say that you gave lift. She's my daughter. She died 8 years ago.
You know what, Auntie? I don't know what game you and your daughter are playing, but I'm tired of this. I'm already late for my meeting. When I come back here in the afternoon, I'm coming back with the police, and that's going to teach you a lesson. Excuse me, Auntie. Sorry to disturb you. The lady living next door. How long has she been staying here?
Well, when we moved here 15 years ago, she was already here.
Oh, then you know her daughter.
She only had one daughter, and she passed away.
Is she really dead? How did she die?
Apparently, she was coming from work with some friends. I think they were drunk. They met with a horrible accident, and unfortunately she died on the scene, and the rest died a few weeks later in hospital. Why are you asking me all this?
A very big thank you to Kimera Naidu for that piece of footage from his movie The Curse of Highway Sheila. Now, for those of you who haven't watched the movie, you can check it out. You can Google it anywhere. You'll find Kimera Naidu's movie everywhere. Alright guys, don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these, nallies. But what's the point of looking like NJ Game if all your money is on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you're live with us on Attenborough TV. This is the Crack It Down Show with myself, Kimera and Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, guys, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. Alright, so today we're talking about urban legends on this beautiful Thursday morning. And I'd like to say a very good morning to Ramashni Padachi right here on the YouTube channel saying Happy Thursday! Happy Thursday, cousin. How you doing? Alright. So for those of you who just joined us, this is a brilliant show about urban legends. Now, we just saw the footage about Highway Sheila, and I even know about the urban legend itself. It was quite spooky, quite scary, and up to date, it is still a real story and a tale that people tell. Alright, so now we're going to showcase you guys, showcase you guys with a lot of Cape Town stories. And this ghost stories, or should I say urban legends, come from a story called Ghosts That Haunt Cape Town. Now you're going to check out this little piece of information we put together for you guys. Have a look at what they've shown you.
Start our journey hunting for haunts at the foot of Table Mountain. If you're roaming the pathways and hear a flute in the forest near Platteklip Gorge, it belongs to the governor's son who was poisoned by an enemy seeking revenge on his father. The flute, tainted with leprosy, passed on the disease, and the boy was banished to the mountains until he died. If you listen carefully, he plays often, luring visitors to his realm. How many times have you walked past the Greenpoint Lighthouse? Did you know it has been guarded since the 1800s by W.S. West, the lighthouse keeper who disappeared under mysterious circumstances? All these centuries later, he still roams the tower as a one-legged figure called Daddy West, and his voice is often heard echoing through the building. Who says ghosts don't love wine? The 17th century manor house at Groot Constantia once belonged to Simon van der Stel. Many have reported seeing a figure resembling the settler strolling around the gardens and even enjoying a leisurely dip in the pool. Next time you visit, look a little closer. In the leafy suburb of Rondebosch sits a 3-story Edwardian dwelling with a ghostly feel. Rumor has it, in the 1970s, a cult performed many sinister acts here, leaving behind a dark and mysterious energy. Doors open and close by themselves, and ghosts roam the halls. Would you dare venture anywhere near? If you grew up in the Cape, you know the famed fable of Tokai Manor House. One rowdy New Year's Eve, Frederick, a member of the Eckstein family, was challenged to ride his horse around the living room, but the horse got spooked and tumbled down the stairs, dragging Frederick to his death. Since then, the manor is spooked, and every now and then you can hear drunken laughter, a horse's hooves trotting around, and a man on horseback galloping around the property. The Cape has many secrets, some sinister, some sane, some spooky, and some tame.
Ghosts and roam Cape Town right there at Table Mountain, guys. Don't go anywhere, we've got a lot to show you. We'll come back straight after this.
Look at slide 4.
Becky, don't lose your cool. Think of the quarter pounder. It will taste like sunshine on a rainy day. Oh, so make it a day, the quarter pound away. Da 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 da.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joined us, you are watching Action Bowl TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of the screen. Alright, so today we're talking about urban legends. If you just joined the show, if you have an urban legend story to tell us, share with us live on the air as we are live. And you can contact us through all 33 different types of platforms. Whether you're coming through Twitch TV, DTV Live, whether you're coming through YouTube or Facebook, it doesn't matter. You can comment at the bottom of the screen as we are live. Alright, so coming up next, Kolmansquop. For those of you who know the place, Kolmansquop. Now, Kolmansquop, they also have this, well, it became a ghost town. So the team and I put together something like to show you guys what it has become and what it used to be. And, well, it's pieced together with all the information you need. Take a look.
I'm just starting to learn. I've always been chasing.
Good morning. We are in Lüderitz. We didn't film much yesterday because it was just kind of a drive from Zebra River to Lüderitz. But today we're going to Kolmansquop, which is the ghost town.
I'm very excited.
So we've arrived at the Kolmansquop ghost town, and we are going to go on a tour here for a little while. We're going to learn a little bit about it, and then we get some free time to explore all throughout it on our own, which will be pretty cool. Just exploring all the rooms that are abandoned, the sand-filled houses. And so as a quick overview of the site here, you've got some of the houses up there, which are the houses of the managers and the engineers and the sort of bosses, and that's where a lot of the money was. And in the middle, that is the office now, where they have all the tours, meeting and whatnot. And then all along here we've got the baker's house, the bakery, there's the hospital in the far background, and a bunch of the different housing areas. Essentially they had an entire town and village that you could buy everything you needed. You didn't need to leave here, and you could perfectly survive. So some of the houses here were closed when they left. Basically, people closed the doors, and those are the ones that have stayed really well preserved. Whereas some of them, the doors have been blown open or they've been left open, and that's the ones where a lot of the sand had come in and just sort of taken over. So you can see this building here. The bakery had just been completely taken over by sand. And you actually have to be really careful, they said, especially in this building, because there's a lot of snakes in here. So I'm watching my step cautiously, hoping not to get bit by a snake. But we'll let you know if we find one. And of course we wore flip-flops, so.
Not me. I didn't wear flip-flops. I was prepared.
But she's terrified of the snakes.
No.
So hopefully we don't find any snakes.
I'm not scared of snakes.
You keep making me go first.
No, I don't. I didn't go in the dark place.
Oh, I went in a dark room. You'll see it. There's no snakes though. On the boundaries of this town, because it's still an active mine and diamond mining area, they actually have closed circuit cameras watching at all times, because you're not allowed to leave or try and pick something up, or they'll have security on you in no time. But I'll let Katie tell you a little bit more about the history of Kolmansquop.
So in 1908, there was a ton of people around here just kind of speculating about gold and diamonds and all the different resources. And somebody actually found a rock and gave it to one of the townspeople, and he put it in his pocket because he thought it was pretty. He didn't think about it for weeks. Weeks later, he pulls it out once someone notices another rock that looks pretty, realizes they're actually raw diamonds. So by 1910, there was speculation that all over the ground, you could see shiny things, and they were actually diamonds themselves. So by moonlight, people would look and see all the shiny, and there were people actually on their stomachs collecting as many diamonds as they could fill their pockets with.
So all of these houses along here are just past the boundary of where they say you shouldn't really go into the houses because this is a very active hyena area, and throughout the day hyenas will sleep in these houses and they come out at night to drink out of the watering hole around here and hunt. So we're not going to go into the houses, but we just wanted to see some of these old places. So as I was walking by this house, I just heard something go clang inside. So who knows what's in there?
Fast forward to the 1920s, things are going really well, they're making a ton of money, then the stock market crash happens. So now all of a sudden, even though the supply is the same, the demand is low. People aren't making any money off these diamonds anymore, so people start to leave. But one thing that we noted before they'd leave at the end of each work kind of shift chunk, which is about 6 weeks, they had to pass through an x-ray machine. So we went into a room that had all the different ways that people were smuggling out diamonds, which was really interesting. Modern days, people started to come back. They thought, you know what, maybe these German miners missed something. So they said, okay, we're going to come here for 10 years to see what's going on. Then that got extended a little more and a little more. And right now it's still happening. So all around us is a restricted diamond area where the mining is still happening. The difference is now people aren't getting rich. Just a few corporations getting rich, miners working for a very, very small wage.
There's a snake! Alright, we're going exploring through the rooms. This is a tiny little entrance into another tiny little entrance. And we're gonna see if we can get in here. Although there's no snakes.
I just want you. I just want you. The words I never said but wanted to. I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Oh, but these thoughts won't let you go. They keep running back to you. Can't look the other way. I'm chasing starlight to find it's died away. Breathe it in. It's just now. We're just falling.
So this room would have been the kitchen. You can see the sink over here. And they have the iron plate on the bottom of the stove. And you can see the power and the piping for piping out the chimney for all the cooking. And if you look really carefully on the wall, they actually have wallpaper that's like a teapot and a coffee cup. And that symbolizes that it was the kitchen. Mind the gap. So, we sort of lost the roof up here and the floor. Nobody told me that the big bad wolf was in Namibia. Poor little piggies. So you come out on your doorstep and this is your front yard view. Look at that sight. So these are some of the ways people tried smuggling diamonds out from the workers. This guy's tried doing it in his boot. This was transporting a parcel. These guys tried taking off along the fence and the motorcycle. This was through electronic equipment. This was with one stuck up their bum. These guys tried using pigeons to have pigeons smuggle diamonds out. And this one was they took a crossbow and they shot a hollowed out arrow full of diamonds. And this is just a few different methods they used, like hollowing out the butt of a knife and filling it with diamonds to try and smuggle them out. But everyone went through an X-ray machine and was pretty much always caught. So this room was where they did the butcher. They had the big tables here, and they'd butcher the different meat, different animals. And over here is the big kitchen where they had two giant stoves. And instead of the smoke coming out of the top, it would actually get sucked down and out and back. And the smoke got sucked out in behind the stoves. In this creepy room, it's pitch black, is where they would use for cold storage. So this was the sort of piping system that worked through the walls, which would pump some sort of the cold air. And then these boxes here is where the cold air would pump in, similar to a system we have nowadays, just a little bit older. And they'd hang the meats all along these hooks. And this is where they keep all the meat cold and frozen. And it'd stay about 0 or just below 0 Celsius. So this was the cooling room. This is where they've actually made their fresh water out of the sea water. And then they would make ice as well. And this is a freezer box, like a freezer, and the ice would go in the top. And then this door would open up, and there's a couple levels for keeping perishables cold. And they'd have a bowl underneath that would catch the drippings of the ice, and then they would reuse that because it's fresh water. All finished up at Kolmaskop. Thoroughly investigated every single house here, except for the ones off limits. Although we wanted to get in there.
And it's really cool. You should come.
Very, very cool. Definitely come. Wear closed-toed shoes in case of snakes. We did not see any, unfortunately.
I put one in the car. You'll see one soon.
We're heading to Diaz Point now, and we're gonna relax the rest of the afternoon and see what else Lüderitz has to offer.
That was Kolmaskop and how it became a ghost town. Don't go anywhere, we got a lot to show you. Stay there, we'll come back straight after this.
I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh, because you're mine. Because you're mine.
Well, Welcome back, guys. If you're just joining us, you're all live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. Now, if you are watching the show for the very first time, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. My favorite part to tell you guys is please share this link with your friends. Just go share all day, please. Alright, so for those of you just joined us, we are talking about urban legends and a little bit of spooky stories, but hey, if you got a story to share with us, do drop us a WhatsApp or your email or anything. Even if you are watching this thing live, please do comment at the bottom of the screen. I will see it and I will read it out aloud. Now, there are a couple of places in South Africa which we are showcasing today about urban legends, and there's this place called Sterkfontein Caves. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Okay, now the Sterkfontein Caves is also known as the cradle of humankind. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. Now, this is one of these stories that I have researched recently, and it's got the story with bones and fossils like dating back to 4 million years ago. And also, it's safe to say that the Sterkfontein Caves are definitely a contender in having some of the oldest relics of man ever to be found. Now, and this leaves us wondering, who were these ancient hominids? Now, obviously, looking at that, you'll never know. You know, we as people, we research things, we discover things, but it's not always the complete truth, as you know this. Alright, guys, so we put together a little something from a place called Put Sonder Water. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, and it's also a story about how it became a ghost town. Have a look.
If you turn off the N10 at Marydale between Prieska and Uppington, you'll end up at this place, Put Sonder Water. One of the only true ghost towns in South Africa. I don't know about actual ghosts, but it certainly is an abandoned town. It was a thriving railway community until about 2000, so it's not that old. So the story goes that a gentleman by the name of David Okkeys lived here in the days of the Trekboers. He had a well which produced good water. Now, in Afrikaans, put is a well. And when the trekkers came past asking for water, he didn't want to share it. So he would say, "Die put is sonder water," meaning the well is without water. And that's how we get the name, Put Sonder Water. There are other stories, but that's the one I like the best. It's not that far from Marydale to Put Sonder Water. It's about 35 kilometers on a pretty good gravel road. There are the odd corrugations, but mostly it's quite decent. I wasn't actually surprised to find somebody living here. I had read about the unofficial mayor of Put Sonder Water before, and it was such a pleasure to meet Blackie Swart. He's incredibly hospitable. The first thing he did was to offer me a cup of coffee and some rusks. The man who really is a mine of information about the area. And this is where he lives. He's got 2 tents pitched inside the old general dealer, solar power, gas. You don't need a lot more than that. So say, dit was die polisiestasie, die old police station. And this was the post office and the postmaster's house. It was a thriving railway town. There was a school, a police station, a post office, a general dealer, a hotel. Yeah. All right. It's one of the casualties of the death of the railways in South Africa. Although a train does come past here every second day, it's quite sad to see these little communities that were once thriving and which are now deserted, or almost so in the case of Put Sonder Water. So this was a wishing well The station gardens actually won a trophy in 1989 for the best kept station gardens in South Africa, although it's hard to picture that now. Some of the station buildings are a bit newer, built in the 60s, but the old village, the hotel, the general dealer, the police station, post office were built in the 1940s. There was a school in the village. The primary school actually only closed its doors finally in 2004 when the last resident left. And this was the new police station. Interesting story. That's the jail. Ex-South African President B.J. Vorster was locked up here for a couple of nights back in the Second World War. The post office with the postmaster's house next door. And that's where I'm going to leave Putsonavata and Blackie Swart.
Putsonavata becoming a ghost town, ladies and gentlemen. As you look around the globe, people are like, hey, we are overpopulated in China, we are overpopulated in India, New York is becoming overpopulated, but hey, look at the places here in South Africa, it's become ghost towns. So hey, send your people here, we'll repopulate the place, yeah? Alright, enough about urban legends, don't get away, we'll come back straight after this.
The ultimate accessory. The latest shiny thing, mesmerized, trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are still live with us on Actonville TV. This is the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. Alright, so today we're talking about urban legends, and we've done a lot of research in this country finding out different types of urban legends, right? So there's a place called Nottingham Road in KwaZulu-Natal. I don't know if you guys know of it. Now, it's holding a prime spot along the Midlands Meander. Now, Nottingham Road Hotel is also known for its many ghost stories. Alright, ghost and ghost stories. Now, with most of the notable being Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte passed away under a mysterious circumstance in room 10 in this place. Now, I don't know if you guys know this story. Now, if you rent this room, any items strewn about will be tied up by Charlotte. Now, if you are curious enough, just like I am, would you go and stay at Nottingham Road Hotel in room 10 and actually see, does Charlotte exist? Yes or no? Interact with us in studio today. I'd like to hear from you guys. Alright, there's another one. There's a mysterious mermaid in Meringsport in Karoo. Alright, now there's stories about a beautiful dark-haired, blue-eyed mermaid living in the Karoo, which has been circulating for a long time, and they said for the last few centuries, if I might add. Now, there's a myth that would have you believe that she lives in the bottomless pool below Skellum Waterfall. I don't know if you guys know of this place. I do. Now, it's also Assel Yachtsport. It's also in Meringsport. Also, depending on the people you talk to. Now, guys, the people that live there can actually tell you that they've seen this mermaid. I personally can't tell you I've seen this mermaid. I've been to that place, I think 3 times with my work. And I haven't personally seen the mermaid, but I've spoken to the people that live there, and they believe that this mermaid does exist and she does live under the waterfall. Now, talking about urban legends today, if you guys have a better story to share with us or give us, do drop us an email on mail@actonvillefm.co.za. We want to hear from you guys. We want to speak about urban legends and things that are true but are extremely crazy enough to say, hey, I don't know how to explain this or prove this, but this did happen and I gotta share this with everybody else. Alright, so today we are going to advertise for the Sri Mariamman Kaliamman Siva Subramaniam Alayam, also known as the Weinberg Street Temple. I know it as SMK SSA. They are having their Adi Gargam this weekend, as well from tomorrow. The 29th is the flag hosting, and the 7th prayer on the 7th of next month. Well, that's the main day, the main prayer. But let's advertise for them quickly. We do apologize for the technical difficulties that we are having this morning. We are going to try again to advertise for the Sri Mariam and Kaliam and Siva Subramaniam Alayam Temple, which is also known as the Weinberg Street Temple. Now, guys, if you want to give a helping hand to this temple, you can contact Anisha or also known as Chantal. If you run the advert again, you'll be able to see who you can contact to help the temple give back. If you do have any extra monies you want to donate to the SMK SSA Temple, you can donate to them. Let's see if we can take the advert again. Every single weekday we are here to showcase talent for you guys. Alright, so as you know, the show is all about urban legends and all ghosty kind of things, and today we're showcasing Ghostbusters by Heavy Metal Heroes. Check them out.
Man, that club was lame.
Dude, it's freaking Halloween. Like,
Les,
we need to do some holiday trails or something.
All right, I don't want to just dance.
Yeah? Let's go trick or treat.
Right, I mean, that's better than dancing.
Let's do some Ghostbusters shit.
I mean, yeah, let's find some ghosts.
Yeah. Let's go pick up Bruce and Steve. All right, let's do it.
Let's get Bruce, Steve, we'll find some ghosts. I mean...
Get it done. I mean, we gotta have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm down.
It's freaking Halloween.
Wait, who's this? Who's this guy?
Oh, no.
I know where you guys can see some ghosts.
Heavy metal heroes with Ghostbusters, guys. Well, that's talent, right? Don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, you're a little late, but you're live with us on Actonville TV. This is the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen, right there. Alright, so today you'll miss such a jam-packed show about urban legends. If you did miss the show, please do click at well, there's a link you can find attached to this video. You can watch the show over and over and over and over again. And well, it was a jam-packed show. We will do urban legends again, as people will be WhatsApping us or dropping us emails about stories that they know about or evidence that they have about urban legends in the country. And hey, I'm here, I'm willing to listen, and we've got a full production team behind us, so we can showcase everything that you want to do. Well, that you want to put on the Crack It On show. Well, don't go anywhere. We are still showcasing a show called The Journey. There's not only the Crack It On right here on Actonville TV, guys. There's also a spiritual journey that you could follow. It's a good show that happens every Thursdays from 12 p.m. till 1. It's a 1-hour show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, and Roy Naidu. Please do join us every single Thursdays. But unfortunately today, Uncle Roy has called in and he's called in sick. So today we won't be showcasing The Journey, but hey, join us again next week. It's going to be fun. For those of you who want to interact with us and join us and join the Actonville TV group and want to find out what can they do to uplift the community or what can they do to uplift the station, please do drop us a WhatsApp on 074-660-5829. Email us on mail@actonvillefm.co.za. Well, it's come to that time where I'm going to have to love and leave you. As much as I enjoy talking about urban legends, I think now I'm going to catch a quick movie, yeah? Under the blankets. It's a bit chilly outside, yeah? Alright, so guys, join us again, same time, same place, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. sharp right here on the Crack It On. It's going to be fun. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal. Bye-bye.